Going over to the Cultural Pod podcast, you have Karmelo Anthony's mother breaking down in tears in a interview. Now, this is the mother of the alleged individual who stabbed another student over a sports ball seat using a knife that he brought, which has been one of the top controversies in the United States, fascinatingly enough. And again, this one clip got over 1.7 million views and 71,000 likes, which is, I mean, as you might say extremely viral. Now, this is originally posted to us thanks to Colin Rugg on X. He says, quote, "Just in, Karmelo Anthony's mother breaks down in tears as she unlashes on critics, painting Anthony family as the victims." I think they've got over $500,000 donated to them thus far. But yeah, they're victims, of course. He says, oh, he just reads her quotes, so I'll just let her say it. And of course, she looks comical in this screenshot. Or, well, that's any video, though. You could always find, an unsavory screenshot if you just pause the video at an awkward part. Though you could argue some have a high propensity of that than others, including me. So without too much further ado, maybe she'll give us some very articulate reasons why her son, alleged, murder of her son, is actually a good person. He was a good boy, they say. Probably not, but let's go ahead and we'll dive on in.
In wake of this tragic incident, our family has been under attack. Whatever you think what happened between Karmelo and the Metcalf boys, my 3 younger children, my husband, and I didn't do anything to deserve to be threatened, harassed.
True, except, allegedly raised a child so poorly he killed someone. But again, it's not appropriate. Yeah, you should not be harassing these people.
And lied about. The lies and false accusations that have been said about us, especially over the past week, has been overwhelming. The lies and their amplification put my family in danger, as well as everyone in our community, everyone involved in the investigation, from the police, the attorneys, and the court staff. Our address and my husband's previous employer's address has been put on all social media platforms.
Oh, that's a rare thing for someone to happen on the left. It usually only happens to be on the right. That is interesting, culturally speaking.
My husband had to take a leave of...
And dead. And again, no one should ever be dead named, or, no, not dead named, he lives me at the moment, just one of those brain fart types of days, but you shouldn't be leaking someone's address, I don't think.
Absence, because he's afraid what may happen to our family. His mental health is deteriorating day by day. We have endured death threats. My 13-year-old daughter is afraid to sleep in her own bedroom because she's fearful of what may happen to her.
Again, statistically speaking, you'll probably be safe in terms of people on the right, as this has devolved into a political issue. Many people are saying they really, on average, don't do much. They might make fun of your social media. I'll give you that.
And let me be clear.
And again, her family should receive zero violence, obviously.
Clear. The claims that were used about the public donation to buy a home or anything else are completely false.
Oh.
We have not received a single dime from the Give, Send, Go fundraiser.
That actually is true. They canceled that. So I believe it got up to like $500,000. It got up there. Give, Send, Go. Interestingly enough, they took it down. I was shocked. Usually Give, Send, Go is all about, supporting certain things. But no, in this case, Give, Send, Go actually did take it down. I was pretty surprised.
And the co-founder has stated that clearly. In the reality, we were just notified yesterday that we could begin to withdraw funds.
Oh, wait, they got funds? I thought you just said you didn't get funds. Wait a minute.
And it still takes several days to receive those funds once a request is made. I don't know why we are being targeted and discriminated against before a fair trial. Our son deserves the same rights under the law that everyone is afforded to. He's been raised in a 2-parent home.
That is very statistically rare. Usually, if you look at who causes crime in terms of, crime and cultural decay and people who have issues growing up, especially young men, usually the absent father, I'd say, is present, or rather, that situation is present, the father's not. But yeah, I would say in terms of culturally speaking, what's the biggest issue in the United States these days, or one of them, is single parent households, especially, parents without, households without a father there. Now, interestingly enough, both his parents were there out. again, I'm looking at GoFundMe, or sorry, I'm using Grok, the AI from Twitter. They said it got up to $450,000 before it was canceled for the GoFundMe, and perhaps she has a different fundraising mechanism. But it's kind of funny. She said, "Oh yeah, we got no money. We're about to withdraw the money." Wait, what?
With structure, stability, love, and we put God first in everything that we do.
Now, granted, I'm definitely not the best Catholic out there. I was raised Catholic. I read the parts of the book. I did read the book has 10 simple rules, and they are very hard to follow. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to preach about religion, but I did read that book mostly. And yeah, the rule does say something. Oh yeah, do not kill. And again, still innocent until proven guilty. We'll see what happens in court in terms of, different circumstances. But yeah.
We believe in the Constitution. We believe in the laws of this state. But those laws must apply to all of us, not just some of us. To be clear, we will not speak publicly about specific details of what happened under the tent on that rainy and awful day. There's an active investigation that everyone involved wants to be full and fair. We believe in legal process, and that is where the truth will come out. To the family who experienced the loss, my heart truly goes out to you. To those who have supported my family, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We ask for your continued support, patience, and prayers as we navigate this difficult process.
Crocodile tears are real. Let me know in the comments. Fascinating she spends a majority of the time complaining about her family. I mean, again, I'm not in her situation, obviously. Can't but think, in this situation, what would she be most concerned about? Probably the future of her son. I'm surprised that wasn't the main focus of her speech, but nevertheless, and again, her family should not be getting attacked, obviously. And this went pretty viral, of course, got 1.7 million views and 7.3 thousand likes. Now, one of the first comments comes to us thanks to Joseph D. Bartillo, saying, quote, anyone else buying this shite gained 3,000 likes, which is quite a few to say the least. Gmeo says, quote, I can feel her pain. She has to live with the trauma of her son for the rest of her life. No mother should have to deal with this. Getting 148 likes, which, yeah, now this person, as youth might say, is ratioed beyond all belief. Colin Rugg replied, saying, quote, she has to live with the trauma of how she couldn't teach her son child impulse control. It's really sad. Getting 4,000 likes, which, yeah, some of those things where impulse control is a rare thing. An invaluable lesson. Life, I was going to say, literally life and death lesson. Jeremy Beckham says, quote, are they still selling merch? These guys are hardly victims of anything. Stop excusing your kids to take weapons to the track meet, cash their checks, their kids going in prison, getting 3,000 likes. Now, Colin responded saying, quote, it's unclear if they're the ones selling them. However, it should be, quote unquote, is being, quote unquote, promoted by a relative who has been pictured wearing one of the shirts next to Karmelo, getting 1,000 likes. Tommy Lairn, I believe I'm pronouncing her name correctly, says, quote, imagine how the Metcalf family feels. The actual victims getting 6.5 thousand likes. Yeah, I can't imagine the family, they lost their son, and one of the sons of the family also lost his twin, too. Colin Rugg responded saying, quote, yeah, it's been infuriating, especially after you tried virtue signaling by saying that you felt bad for Anthony's family hours after your son was after your son was getting 1.2 thousand likes. And he says it's just crazy how people can rewrite history to fit their narrative, getting 972 likes. Now, Colin Rugg says the Anthony family is winning the media game. The Metcalf family tried playing it nice by saying that they felt bad for Carmelo's family, and this is how they're treated. I'm sure they regret that one. Yeah, that was a poor move. Getting 1.5 thousand likes, which, yeah, imagine someone kills your family member and you're saying, sometimes turning the other cheek or being the bigger person isn't rewarded culturally in the United States, unfortunately. Another Eagleman simply says, FYI, Karmelo is not a victim, getting 4.5 thousand likes. Paul Zupa says, no wonder Karmelo turned out so poorly. Look at his deranged mother, getting 481 likes. Cynthia Holt says, quote, as a kid is dead because of her son. They have no remorse. We know exactly what they're trying to do. Every news conference is carefully crafted to fit and paint Karmelo as a victim before the trial. It's effing disgusting and sick, getting 1.5 thousand likes. True. Buzz Patterson says, quote, her son killed a kid and now they're personally profiting. That's abhorrent, getting 1.2 thousand likes. And A+ are using a good word. That's a great Scrabble word, abhorrent. Not used enough. maybe I need to use that more often and maybe button the top button and class it up a little bit. You have Julia Mariano saying, quote, put God first. What happened to thou shalt not murder? Talk about the gaslighting game, 1.1 thousand likes. Yep. Junita Broderick says, quote, total shit. Do a better job raising your kids. Gain 2.3 thousand likes, which, yeah, I mean, that's probably the bare minimum to teach your kids don't, kill. You also have Foul Max saying, quote, how about teaching your children not to stab and kill people? That is a parenting issue. Getting 384 likes. Let's see. Mr. Pitbull, though I don't think it's a rapper, unless he has a disproportionate amount of free time on his hands these days, saying, quote, what hypocrisy. It says bail for Derek Chauvin got $1 million. It says restraining a suspect who was high on drugs, $1 million. Then bail for Karmelo says bail $250,000, stabbing a teen to death at a track meet, getting 567 likes, which Carmelo's bail was set $1 million before the the Obama appointed judge dropped it down to $250,000. Scrolling down more and more, not seeing any contrarian comments thus far. Law of Self-Defense said, quote, did she leave out the part where her son put a knife into a child's heart? Getting 515 likes. Let's see here. A couple of AI-generated images of Karmelo Anthony being a homeless person with a victim card poster board, getting 22 to 50 likes. A lot of people highlighting the part of the Bible, obviously the Ten Commandments, that says, you shall thou, or, well, they rewrote, it's more modern vernacular, but the, as it was written was thou, which sounds fancier, thou shalt not kill. Getting 154 likes. Scrolling down more and more. Let's see here. Jeannie View says, it's pretty sickening that your son stabbed another human being to death. Scum people, 25 years is too lenient. Getting 139, so make 140 likes. Scrolling down more and more. Or Easy Moment says, his life matters. There's a picture of Austin. Getting 231 likes. Let's see. I'm not seeing any contrarian comments thus far. And yeah, in terms of the trial, I suspect it'll be pretty straightforward. But in terms of the cultural igniting of emotions and going viral, this is, again, one of the top trials going on these days. It'll be interesting to see what the outcome is or, how the judge rules. But let your thoughts, guys. As always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, try to get 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your coworkers, tell your friends, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone, everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.